Good morning, good evening, good day wherever you are. I want you to lean in because when you look back over your life, you'll realize that it wasn't the easy days that made you strong. It wasn't the seasons of comfort that shaped your destiny. It was the struggle. It was the nights you cried yourself to sleep. It was the days you felt like you were fighting invisible battles nobody else could see. It was the moments when quitting would have been easy, but somehow you kept standing. Somehow you kept believing. Somehow you kept pressing on. Breakthroughs don't happen when life is smooth. They aren't birthed out of convenience or comfort. Breakthrough moments are carved out in the furnace of affliction. They are born in the fire of adversity. You cannot have a breakthrough without first facing a breakdown. You cannot rise unless you've been pressed down. There is a divine tension that comes before the triumph. The crushing comes before the crown, and let me tell you something, it's not the absence of struggle that makes you blessed. It's the presence of God in the midst of your struggle. It's knowing that even while you're limping, even while you're bruised, even while you're bleeding, you're still moving forward. You're still believing. You're still trusting that there's something greater on the other side. You see, struggle teaches you what comfort never could. Struggle teaches you resilience. Struggle teaches you patience. Struggle teaches you the power of perseverance. When you've been through enough storms, you learn not to panic every time the winds blow. When you've walked through enough valleys, you learn that shadows can't kill you. When you've climbed enough mountains, you learn that the climb is painful, but the view is worth it. There's something inside of you that can only be unlocked through struggle. There's a version of you, a stronger, wiser, fiercer version that you will never meet if you avoid the fight. And sometimes life will push you to the very edge, not to destroy you, but to show you how far you can stretch without breaking. So don't despise the struggle. Don't curse the hardship. Don't wish away the process, because it's working something inside of you that is far greater than the pain you're feeling. The struggle is stripping away everything that doesn't belong to your future. It's burning away the fear, the insecurity, the doubt, the small thinking. It's preparing you for the weight of the blessing that's coming. When you're in the struggle, it feels like it will never end. It feels like you're stuck. It feels like you're alone. But let me remind you, diamonds are made under pressure. Gold is purified in fire. Champions are built in the gym long before they ever hold a trophy. And you, my friend, are being shaped for greatness through every battle you face. You're not breaking down, you're breaking through. Stay in the fight, hold your head high, and keep walking because your breakthrough moment is waiting on the other side of the struggle. There's a reason you feel the weight. There's a reason the pressure is mounting. There's a reason it seems like everything is hitting you all at once. Pressure is not sent to destroy you. Pressure is sent to prepare you. Pressure is the proving ground of the called, the refining place of the chosen. Pressure squeezes out of you what comfort never could. It shakes loose the gifts, the anointing, the strength that was hidden beneath layers of fear, doubt, and small thinking. You are not under pressure because you are weak. You are under pressure because there is something great inside of you that is too powerful to stay contained. The pressure is not punishment. The pressure is a signal, a sign, an announcement that destiny is knocking at your door. There is a greatness growing inside of you that the world has not yet seen, and pressure is the midwife that will help birth it into the world. Don't pray for the pressure to go away. Pray for the strength to endure it. Pray for the wisdom to learn from it. Pray for the discernment to understand that the very thing you think is trying to break you is actually shaping you. Diamonds are made when carbon is crushed under intense heat and pressure. Without it, the beauty stays hidden. Without it, the brilliance remains locked away. So many people abort their destiny because they misinterpret the pressure. They think it's a sign to quit when it's really a call to dig deeper. They think it's evidence that they're going the wrong way when it's actually confirmation that they're exactly where they're supposed to be. Pressure is often the final test before promotion. It is the stretching before the release. It is the resistance before the breakthrough. If you can handle the pressure, you can handle the promise. If you can survive the pressing, you can walk in the blessing. Because the promise costs what the process demands, there's no shortcut to greatness. There's no easy road to fulfillment. Every ounce of pressure you're feeling is connected to the size of what's coming. Small dreams require little pressure. Big destinies demand it. And hear me when the pressure feels unbearable. That's when you are the closest to birthing something that eyes have not seen and ears have not heard. The pressure is evidence that you are carrying something heavy, something valuable, something that is bigger than you. Don't despise it. Don't run from it. Stand under it. Grow under it. Let it make you. Let it mold you. You may bend, but you will not break. You may cry, but you will not quit. You may stumble, but you will not fall, because what's forming inside of you is greater than the fight that's around you. The pressure is preparing you for a purpose so mighty, so massive, so magnificent, that when it finally unfolds, you will look back at every tear, every trial, every crushing moment, and you will say, it was worth it. There will be moments when everything inside you screams to give up. Moments when you are tired of praying, tired of hoping, tired of believing for something that hasn't yet come to pass. You will feel the weight of discouragement, the heaviness of disappointment, and the sting of delay. But hear me loud and clear, persistence is the bridge between the promise and the breakthrough. It's not the most talented who win. It's not the most connected who prevail. It's the ones who refuse to quit. The ones who, when life knocks them down, crawl if they have to, limp if they must, cry if they need to, but they keep moving. They refuse to die in the wilderness. They refuse to let the story end in defeat. Persistence is a weapon. It is a decision you make every single day. I will not give up. I will not bow down to fear. I will not surrender to the voices telling me it's over. Persistence is faith in motion. It's believing when there's no evidence. It's fighting when you feel too weak. It's praying when you don't hear an answer. It's standing when everything around you tells you to sit down and accept defeat. You have to learn to outlast the storm. You have to develop the kind of resilience that hell cannot break. You have to be stubborn about your destiny, tenacious about your purpose, ruthless about protecting the dream that God put in your heart. Because the enemy doesn't steal from the empty. He attacks the ones who are carrying something powerful, something dangerous, something destined to shake the world. And let me tell you, breakthrough doesn't always come on the first try. Sometimes you have to knock and knock and knock again. Sometimes you have to pray and fast and wait and pray some more. Sometimes you have to walk through disappointment after disappointment and still keep your eyes on the promise. Every delay is not a denial. Every no is not the final answer. Sometimes it's just a setup for a greater yes. Persistence teaches you things success never could. It shapes your character. It builds your spiritual muscles. It digs deep into the soil of your soul and plants seeds that can weather any storm. If you quit too soon, you'll miss the harvest. If you give up now, you'll miss the reward that is being prepared for you. You are closer than you think. You are nearer to your breakthrough than you realize. What if the next prayer you pray is the one that cracks the heavens wide open? What if the next step you take is the one that unlocks the floodgates of blessing? Don't you dare stop now. Don't you dare back up. Don't you dare throw in the towel. Persistence is not just about reaching the promise, it's about becoming the person who can handle the promise. Stay in the fight. Keep pushing, keep believing, keep knocking, because the breakthrough you've been praying for is closer than it's ever been. Keep going, your persistence will pay off. There will come a time when everything you counted on will fail you. The resources will dry up, the connections will fall through, the plans you made so carefully will crumble at your feet, and you will find yourself standing there with nothing left but faith, nothing but a word, nothing but a promise, nothing but the invisible hand of God holding you up when everything else falls away. That is not the time to panic. That is not the time to doubt. That is the moment when miracles happen. Because miracles don't happen in abundance, they happen in lack. Miracles don't show up when everything is going right. They show up when nothing else can fix it. When you're out of options, when your back is against the wall, when you are standing at the Red Sea with Pharaoh's army closing in, that's when heaven steps in. Faith is not just believing when you see it. Faith is believing when you can't. It's speaking life when death is all around you. It's declaring victory when defeat is knocking at your door. It's lifting your hands in worship when tears are streaming down your face. Faith is a stubborn refusal to accept the visible as the final verdict. Faith says, I don't care what it looks like, I know what God said. Some of the greatest miracles are hidden behind the greatest moments of desperation. When you come to the end of yourself, that's when you tap into the beginning of God. When your strength runs out, His power steps in. When your wisdom fails, His divine strategy takes over. You were never meant to do this in your own power anyway. You were meant to live by faith, and faith will carry you where strength cannot. It's in those moments, the silent moments, the lonely moments, the hopeless moments when you must dig deep and hold onto the word that was spoken over you. You must remind yourself that God is not a man that he should lie, nor the Son of Man that he should change his mind. If he said it, he will do it. If he spoke it, he will bring it to pass. Faith is the currency of the kingdom. Faith unlocks doors no man can shut. Faith moves mountains that logic says should stay put. Faith turns barren wombs into birthing rooms. Faith calls the rain when the sky is still clear. Faith steps out onto the water while the storm is still raging and says, I know my God will catch me. Don't wait for everything to make sense. Don't wait for perfect conditions. Don't wait for confirmation from the crowd. Move by faith. Speak by faith. Build by faith. Because when you move in faith, heaven moves with you. When you walk by faith, angels are assigned to you. When you speak in faith, miracles are commanded to respond to your voice. You don't need all the answers right now. You don't need the whole plan. All you need is faith, and if you have that, even the size of a mustard seed, you are about to see the miraculous unfold right before your eyes. It's so easy to think you're miles away from your breakthrough. It's so tempting to believe that because you don't see the results yet, nothing is happening. But let me tell you, you are closer than you think. You are standing right at the edge of your breakthrough. You are closer to the shift, closer to the open door, closer to the miracle than your tired mind will let you believe. The enemy's job is to convince you that all your work, all your prayers, all your sacrifices have been in vain. He wants you to quit just steps before you walk into the very thing you've been crying out for. He knows he can't stop what's coming. He can only try to get you to forfeit it. But if you can hold on just a little longer, if you can endure the pressure just a little more, you will see that everything you've gone through was not for nothing. Breakthrough often comes disguised as a battle. It looks like everything is falling apart right before it all falls into place. It looks like doors are slamming shut when in reality, God is rerouting you to the door that was always meant for you. Don't mistake divine setup for divine denial. Don't misread the season. What feels like delay is often just preparation. What feels like a no is often just a not yet. There's a shift happening even when you don't see it. The roots are growing underground even before the first sprout breaks through the soil. Just because you can't see the movement doesn't mean the miracle isn't in motion. The walls of Jericho didn't fall on the first lap. It took persistence. It took faith. It took the willingness to keep marching even when it looked like nothing was happening. And that's where you are, right at the final lap, right at the last push, right at the birthing moment where the pressure is greatest, but the promise is closest. You may feel tired. You may feel discouraged. You may feel invisible, but don't let your feelings lie to you. Your feelings are not facts. Your breakthrough is closer than your emotions want you to believe. Stay the course. Keep praying. Keep sowing. Keep praising, even if it feels like heaven is silent. Keep knocking on the door. Keep believing that the God who started the work is faithful to finish it. Your miracle has already been spoken. Your breakthrough has already been set in motion. Your season of waiting is about to give birth to a season of winning. Don't quit on the edge of your promise. Don't throw in the towel right before the tide turns. Hold your position. Strengthen your grip. Lift your head. Because what you've been waiting for, crying for, sacrificing for, is closer, much closer than you ever dared to imagine. And when it shows up, you'll realize that every tear, every battle, every lonely night was worth it all along. You thought the setback was the end of the story. You thought the closed door was God saying no. You thought the betrayal, the failure, the loss was where your journey stopped. But I came to tell you your setback was not your ending. It was your setup. It was the hand of destiny rearranging your steps, clearing your path, and preparing you for something bigger than you ever imagined. Every great story has a plot twist. Every champion has a chapter of defeat. Every hero has a moment where it looks like all hope is lost. But that moment is not the finale. That moment is the foundation for the greatest comeback you've ever seen. What you thought was a breakdown was actually a breakthrough in disguise. What you thought was rejection was actually redirection. You see, sometimes you have to be pushed out of where you were comfortable to step into where you were called. Sometimes you have to lose what you thought you couldn't live without to find the life you were truly meant to have. Sometimes the people who walked away, the doors that slammed, the dreams that crumbled, they weren't your destruction. They were your delivery. Setbacks are sacred spaces where you are humbled, where you are sharpened, and where your character is forged. It's easy to celebrate the mountaintop, but it's in the valley where the roots grow deep. It's in the valley where the oil is pressed. It's in the valley where the fire of faith is kindled. Don't despise the valley seasons because they are what prepare you to stand strong when you reach the summit. You might have lost some things. You might have cried more tears than you care to admit. You might have questioned if you were ever going to get up again, but I promise you what's ahead of you is greater than what's behind you. The pain you endured was not wasted. The setback you suffered was not meaningless. Every ounce of it is being worked together for a glory you have not yet seen. When you think about giving up, remember this. The enemy would not be fighting you so hard if there weren't something powerful on the inside of you. The pressure, the battles, the setbacks, they are proof that you are carrying something precious, something powerful, something necessary for this world. You are not disqualified because you failed. You are not disqualified because you fell. You are not disqualified because you had a setback. If anything, it means you are closer to your destiny than you've ever been, because after the stripping comes the strengthening. After the pruning comes the fruit. After the setback comes the comeback. So dust yourself off, square your shoulders, wipe the tears from your eyes, and get ready, because the same place where you were rejected is the same place where you will be celebrated. The same place where you were broken is the same place where you will be blessed. This is not how your story ends. Your setback is setting you up for the most glorious comeback of your life.